This is the legendary High Pitch Erik, the mayor, on the mighty Codebase Radio.
Yeah, and good evening, everyone. It's High Pitch Erik coming at you on a Thursday night, and I have Andrew next to me. Andrew, what's up, buddy?
Not much. How are you?
Good. How was your weekend, and how's your week going?
Not too bad. How was your birthday party, sir?
Dude, it was fucking amazing. Fucking great. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm going to let you and Stephanie talk about it.
We'll talk about it with you later. So, crazy week. The NFL draft is going on right now.
Yes, and that's the thing. I was, I live in New York, right? And I'm a New York fan. Actually, if you want to call in, the call-in number is 443-687-8456. We'll talk about hockey, baseball, football, whatever you want to talk about. So, Andrew,
let me ask you something. Do you get any interest out of watching the draft? Because I know me personally, I really don't, because it's basically just you spend hours and hours, hours sitting around to watch a couple people pick somebody. But, realistically, not only is it not that interesting, but I don't, like me personally, I don't know any of the players that are coming in, so it's almost meaningless to me.
Well, okay, here's what happens. Here's the deal. I'm not a big fan of the draft. It'll put me to sleep. It's boring. The most boringest thing ever to watch on TV.
Yeah, I'll log in periodically throughout the night and just to see who Chicago's been picking, but outside of that, I don't really care.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I'm interested to see if they got a position that they might need, if they drafted someone for those positions, but, outside of that, like I said, I don't know the players. I don't really know anything else about them. So it doesn't hold a lot of value for me. I have a friend who loves sitting there and watching it, and he'll sit there and watch every minute of the coverage like it was the NCAA tournament.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's been a crazy week of football. You know.
Yeah. It always is when the draft's going on, because you see a lot of trades and things like that.
Yes, exactly. So, you know what I want to talk about first? Okay, so, I don't know if you heard the news about this week. It's been a crazy week in football. You know I live in New York, right?
Yes.
Okay, so, I want you to listen to this. Okay, hold on. You ready to hear this? And after I play this, you're gonna listen. We're gonna talk about this. Here it goes. If it ever fucking plays.
Well, this is also pretty amazing for a lot of Buccaneers fans. The deal is done. The Buccaneers now have arguably the best defensive back in all of football on their roster. Darrelle Revis arrived.
Darrelle Revis is now a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. Andrew, what do you think of that? That drives me fucking crazy.
Well, I will say this. Tampa Bay probably has already gotten the award for most improved team in the offseason, because they've made a couple other moves, and those are escaping me at the moment, but Darrelle Revis is huge for that. And the Jets traded him away, and, realistically right now the Jets are a team that's building for their future. So the picks that they're getting in exchange for Darrelle Revis might be very valuable. It reminds me a lot of back in the late 80s when the Cowboys traded Herschel Walker to Minnesota for like 10 draft picks, but the players that were taken with those picks were Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, Michael Irvin, basically the nucleus of that team that they had that won 4 Super Bowls or 3 Super Bowls, however many they won.
Okay, but
so I think it might, in the long run, these seem to work out for the team that's getting the draft picks.
Okay, but let me ask a question. Darrelle Revis, I think it's $96 million for 4 years. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's an insane amount of money. Was it 4? It might have been 6.
He's the highest paid football player ever.
Yeah.
I
I personally think they're overpaying for him. He's definitely the best defensive player in the game right now, but he's definitely not. That money, I don't think they're going to get back on.
Well, okay. Here's the deal. Darrelle Revis is a greedy asshole. He left the Jets. So now what are the Jets going to do?
Well, was he saying he wouldn't play, or did they just trade him to get the picks?
He traded him just to get the picks. I mean, he's a greedy son of a bitch.
So, but let me ask you this: if he didn't demand a trade or anything, if the Jets made the decision to trade him, that's not really fair to say that he's greedy, other than the fact that they offered him that money, and let's be honest, if someone's offered me $96 million to do my job, I'm probably going to take it too.
Yeah, but wasn't he hurt before he got traded? That's what bothers me.
Yeah, but you can't really blame him for that. It's really more of a thing that the Buccaneers are, they're taking a risk by paying that kind of money for it.
Right.
Well,
hey, I want people to call in and talk about this whole Darrelle Revis thing. You got the number. I want to hear you sound off about Darrelle Revis. If it was a good move or whatever else you want to mention about Darrelle Revis. Was it a good move? Was it a smart move? Is it stupid for going? Call up. Let me hear what you have to say.
You know what I'm really interested in with the draft tonight?
What's that?
Is I'm interested to see what team is willing to take a chance on Manti Te'o, because he is a question mark now. So I'm curious to see what team does take a risk on him.
Well, he did play for Notre Dame.
There's a lot of people saying that my team, the Chicago Bears, will take him, but the Raiders have a high pick, so I don't think they will. But they have always had a history of taking a chance on players.
Well, okay. Well, I think in my mind, Manti Te'o. Not New York teams. No New York teams will pick him up. How about the San Francisco 49ers?
For Manti Te'o?
Yes.
It's possible, but there's a lot of people saying he might not last that long because they have the 31st pick.
What about the Dallas Cowboys?
Yeah, that's possible too. They have a pretty I don't think he's going high. I think he's going at the latest like the mid-20s. Let me see here. I'm pulling it up right now. The Dallas Cowboys have the 18th pick, so that's very possible.
Well, what about the Giants?
Or the Giants at 19.
See, that would be great if you could play for the Giants. I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, well, and the thing with rookies too is, generally speaking, they don't play in the first year, although we've seen a shift in that the last couple of years. But also, it's not the first-round players in the draft that you wind up looking at and they become great players. There's a few exceptions, your Michael Vicks, your Joe Montanas, guys like that. But normally, it's those late-round picks, those 5th and 6th-round guys. Those are the ones that become the real big names.
Right.
Like I think Jerry Rice was picked in the last round the year he was drafted.
Well, okay, so I don't know if we have any callers. Vicky, do we have any callers coming in?
Not that I see. Are we getting reports called? I don't see any.
Alright, well, okay, so this is the topic I want to stick on until, Dee comes on and does the news, because, I mean, it's a football draft. Darrelle Revis left the Jets. what other moves do you think we'll see this year?
Say that again, I'm sorry.
Okay, so it's the football draft. Darrelle Revis left the Jets. What other surprising moves can we see in the NFL?
Well, you're not going to see anything major. Like, you're not going to see a Tom Brady getting traded. But, you know, you might see one of those mid-level big names like, fuck. I can't think of any names off the top of my head. You might see like a Tony Romo get traded. Like, that's always a possibility. Who's, you know, he's not a great player by any means, but he's one of their main guys, so it would be surprising for them to trade him, but it's not entirely out of the realm of possibility.
Right. Okay, well...
I'm looking on NFL.com right now, and it looks like the Falcons are trying to trade up, so, you know, you might see one of their guys, you might see Matt Ryan get traded.
To where? Where's...
I don't know.
Actually, I think Matt Ryan would be great in San Francisco.
Yeah, but they already have a quarterback. You know, they're pretty set there. But, you know, the thing is, if they're trying to trade up, they wouldn't trade to San Francisco, who has a lower draft pick.
Oh, by the way, I'm just looking at the scores for the Yankees. The Yankees are losing 3-1, bottom of the second inning.
Where are they playing?
They're playing Toronto. The Cubs are tied up 1-1 against the Miami. Because Andrew, I know you like the Chicago Cubs, and they're tied up 1-1.
No, they'll blow that.
And Vicky, your Baltimore Royals play tonight at 10:05 in Oakland.
That's cool. Bit late. We'll just be getting off here, I think, but maybe I can catch it.
I'll be watching the game on TV tonight. I got the Baseball Network. Andrew, do you have the Baseball Network?
You mean the Baseball Network or the extra innings package?
The extra innings package for cable.
No, I just have the network.
Oh, really?
I find that I used to get that, and then I found that there was so much time that I wasn't watching a lot of the games for a few years, and I couldn't really warrant spending the money on it anymore. So.
Okay, well.
I'd rather spend it on beer, if I'm being honest.
Well, that's a good idea.
But the Atlanta Falcons have the number 30 pick, so I mean, there's literally the only two teams that they wouldn't be able to trade up to in the draft is the San Francisco 49ers and the Baltimore Ravens.
Right, exactly. Alright, did anyone know what's calling? I gave the number out. I want people to call in and sound off on this Darrelle Revis thing. Alright, maybe I'll make a phone call on my phone. Hold on. Okay, hold on. I want to see. Oh, okay, hold on. Okay, so, Andrew, so what else? Dude, I got this awesome birthday gift on Saturday.
Well, do tell.
Okay, so, I'm not gonna give you the whole details. I got a card from Stephanie. And if Stephanie wants to call in, she has the number. I got this awesome coffee maker. I don't know if you saw the video on my Facebook. The coffee maker I got is the coffee maker I love. It's the Keurig coffee maker. Did you see the coffee maker I got?
Yeah, I saw it on your Facebook. It's nice.
Dude, I love it, and I use different kinds of coffee. I just bought 2 boxes of Starbucks, which I might have a cup in a while, because I'm still fucking tired. And the
Yeah,
coffee is
you
so...
know, I'm not much of a coffee drinker. In fact, I don't do it at all. But you know, we have one of those in my house, but I just use the tea cups for it.
Hey, now how are the teacups?
They're pretty good. I get the Snapple one, which tastes just like a regular Snapple, or a low sugar
plus-
Snapple, actually.
And plus, you can make your own cold drinks from that too.
Yeah, yeah.
So what else is new? I mean, look, I don't want to talk about the party. I don't want to blow anything up. That's for you and Stephanie to talk about.
Well, did you hear about this David Ortiz thing?
Yes, do I have audio of that? Let me look for that. I mean, God bless him. God bless David Ortiz, what he said on that field the other day. I thought you're not allowed to curse, like, as a ball player. You can't say the F word, can you?
Normally, you can't. You'll get bleeped and probably fined as well.
Do you know if the Major League Baseball are gonna fine him for that?
Are they? Yeah, they did that with Chase Utley a few years ago when the Phillies won the World Series, and he dropped the bomb at their parade.
Yeah, but why? I mean, seriously, I found that so hard to believe. I tried to look for that sound clip to play on my phone. 'Cause as soon as I heard that, I said, "What the fuck? Is he fucking out of his mind?" Hold on, I'm trying to look for it. Give me a few minutes, Andrew. Give me a few seconds, Andrew.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. You're right. Let me see. Is this it? Okay, here it goes.
This jersey that we wear today, it doesn't say Red Sox. It say Boston. We want to thank you, Mayor Menino, Governor Patrick, the whole police department for the great job that they did this past week. This is our fucking city.
This is our fucking city. I mean, come on, dude. That's great. Who else does that?
You know, that's what I've been talking about recently, and it's the continued pussification of America, in that it's such a terrible thing to use a word, and it's like, it's just a word, you know? Why is it such a big deal? And I know that, like, baseball is designed and, like, sort of reaching out for the kids and shit like that, but, you know, let's be honest, what was I saying? But you know, these kids are hearing it probably from their parents, from school, all this stuff. So it's not like you're not sheltering them.
Well, you know something? I seriously, I give David Ortiz fucking so much credit for what he said. Well, I mean, do you agree with what he said?
Oh, definitely. I mean, like, and that was such a great, like, a heartfelt moment. That was such a heart.
Look, what happened in Boston was fucked up, okay? Do you know that these terrorists, after they fucking bombed Boston, they wanted to go to Times Square and fucking bomb Times Square at 2 or 3 in the fucking morning? Who the sir? These people are fucking losers.
Yeah, and you know, it's so hard to do that with You know, it's a real heartfelt moment on David Ortiz's part where he's played the majority of his career there in Boston. You know, the fans there, the people have really embraced him and made it a home for him.
Right. Okay, I want to check some scores. I just want to know the Knicks lead the Boston Celtics 2-0 in the playoffs. Game 3 in Boston tomorrow night. And the New Jersey Nets are tied at 1-1. Game 3 tonight in Chicago.
Yeah, they got the Bulls got spanked in that first game for sure.
I know, dude. I watched that game. I can't believe that the Knicks and the Bulls are both in the playoffs.
You know, it really, for me, it conjures up memories of those great series they had about 20 years ago, where, you know, it was just the most intense thing you've ever seen.
Right. Let me check the scores and. Hey, it's still 3-1 Toronto. Boston is winning 5-2 against the Houston Astros. And Cubs is still tied up at 1-1 in Miami. Andrew, I don't know if you follow hockey, do you?
Oh, I'm a huge hockey fan.
Okay, so you know the Islanders made the playoffs.
Yes.
Islanders are in the playoffs, and tonight, if the Rangers can clinch their spot in the playoffs, if the Rangers win tonight against the Hurricanes in Carolina, they clinch a playoff spot. I love the Rangers. Now you like the Chicago Blackhawks?
Yes, sir. The number 1 record in the league, Chicago Blackhawks.
Really? Well, Andrew, I can tell you something. If the Rangers make the playoffs, who do you think they're going to face in the Stanley Cup if they make it that far?
You know, it's hard to be betting against Chicago because Chicago is actually in the Western Conference, even though they're more to the East. But I think they're going to have a hard time getting there because, I mean, I think the Rangers are going to have a hard, because if the playoffs ended today, they would open up the series against Pittsburgh. So they're going to have a really hard time going through the playoffs. There's Pittsburgh, there's Boston, there's Washington up at the top there, and those are all really hard teams.
Well, I'm looking forward to. So you got the Knicks in the playoffs. You got the Nets in the playoffs. You have the Islanders in the playoffs, and you got the Rangers that could be in the playoffs tonight too. How awesome is that?
Let me ask you, do you feel any better with the Nets now, the fact that they're actually in New York and not in New Jersey anymore? Like, does it really matter to you as someone?
Listen, it doesn't matter. You know, they're still the Nets. It's like a local team. It doesn't matter. It does not matter at all.
Did you always consider the Nets to be a local team when they were in New Jersey?
Yes, I did.
Okay, I was just curious.
Yes, I did. So, I guess we didn't have no callers tonight, which is great. I'm happy. And Andrew, I'm gonna call your show around 9 o'clock tonight.
Okay. I know Stephanie was trying to call in. She was actually calling me, but I couldn't add.
Have her call the show. Is there a way you can have her call the show before I do the news? Andrew? Hey, Vicky, did we lose Andrew? Hey, Vicky. Hello? Anybody there?
Hello?
Yeah, what happened? What happened to Andrew?
Sir.
You there?
Yes.
All right, I'm adding her now.
Andrew, can we get Stephanie on the phone?
We are, yes. I don't know what happened. I picked up, but I'm calling her now.
Hey, you know something? It's 7:55. Why don't I play this quick thing? And let's get Dee on the line for the news. Let's all be on the phone together. Can we do that?
Sure.
For a few minutes.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna play something real quick. Stay right here.
Hi, this is James Allen from the 80s Rewind Show, and when I'm not wearing my white linen suit, sockless loafers and Ray-Bans, or sipping on pina coladas, I like to listen to High Pitch Erik on Codebase Radio.
Let's hope we can get Stephanie and Dee on the line.
Is Dee not on? I think they're both trying to call. Dee.
There she is.
The newswoman has arrived.
I'm trying to add
Yes,
Stephanie,
welcome.
but she's not picking up.
Welcome back, Dee, on another week.
Yep, we've made it another week. People still want to hear us do this, Eric.
Well, we have a great show.
We have
and
5 people listening live right now.
5 people. Well, who are the 5 people listening live?
Well, one is my mom.
You have 15
Hi,
people.
Mommy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We have 14 people.
My mom. Everyone say hi to Alona, my mommy.
Hello, Mama Z.
She's listening. And she's ready to
Okay,
scrutinize my every word.
Okay, well, you know something? It's time for you to shine, and Andrew's still here. So, Dee, say hello to Andrew.
Hi, Andrew.
What's happening?
Welcome to the news hour. Half hour, I should say.
The news block, if you will.
The most half an hour in all of America.
The most half an hour in all the history of half an hours.
It's probably the most informative half an hour. Well, you'll get about 75% factual information, 15% made up information, 75, 85, 90, and 5%
5% someone
bullshit.
flicking. 5% someone flicking a lighter in the background.
Yes. That's probably
me. Sorry about that.
Eric's probably sparking up a cigar.
Yes, how do you know?
He that's what you do. He probably is getting ready to relax. His half of the show is over. He could just sit back, chill out, hear what he missed in the news this week.
I'm glad you're here to pay attention to the news because I don't.
Well, let me tell you about some things that are happening in the news this week, guys. Now, there's been an ordeal going on. I don't know if you know, but it's a 12-year-old, and he's now safe at home with his mom in Pennsylvania, and he was in a 20-month ordeal where he's kidnapped by his father, who was Muslim, during the height of Egypt's revolution. So what he did is this man, his name is Muhammad, obviously, he married a woman named Callie, and they were together, and then they got married in 1999. They had their son, who's nicknamed Nico. He was born in July, and about after 3 months old, Muhammad left the family, and he moved away, and he started dating other women, and she really felt like he used her for her visa. The two had divorced in 2005, but Muhammad was still part of their lives. He would call and tell her that he loved her and just kind of strung her along. He moved to China that year, and then 6 years later, he called back to America to Callie and his son Nico that his mother was dying, and she wanted to meet them, and he wanted that reunion to happen. And the mother for a while was like, no, and because who would want to go there? And finally she decided, yes, I don't want your mother to die without meeting her grandson, so we will go. So the mother, Callie, took Nico and her sister for safety, and when they were there, they were driving, and Muhammad faked kind of like road troubles, and the mom and the sister got out of the car, and the car sped away, and he kidnapped the son. And so for years and years and years, she was trying to get years and years, 20 months, she was trying to get back to her son, and she spent thousands and thousands of dollars, and her family was trying to help her do anything. And in America, he was wanted by the United States Department's Bureau of Diplomatic Security Services for making false statements and providing forged documents to obtain a U.S. passport. He had no idea that this whole time his wife was on his trail trying to kidnap the family, or the son. Nico's father says he was forced to become Muslim, and he did not want to be Muslim. And the reason why he wanted to switch to Muslimism is because that Americans lack morality and values, and that our system is very violent and we are a rotting society. But the Muslims are very peaceful, as we know. They don't do any kind of violence whatsoever.
Yeah, okay, well, Dena, let me chime in. The Muslims are not peaceful. The Muslims are not peaceful, okay? Look what happened in Boston, okay? Do you think they're peaceful? No, they're not.
No. But were you going to just say all Muslims?
Well, I don't know. I mean, what do you, like... Oh, I think all Muslims are not peaceful. Well, in New York, they're peaceful. Other countries, they're not.
Yeah.
I think that's a broad statement, Mr. Bleeman.
Oh, look who's here.
Look who's here.
Welcome to the news,
Hey!
the best half an hour in all of the world.
I've been listening for a while. I actually really like your little spiel there.
Delivery.
Dena. Yeah, it's very cute.
Yeah, you know, Eric,
I was hearing this.
I was just gonna say that I don't know if you can really judge all Muslims based on what a few do, because there are literally millions of Muslims in the world, and you know there are the small group of people who do pull this kind of bullshit. So,
well, you're absolutely
that's every
right.
group. That's every single race, ethnicity. Like, there's a bad bunch in every crop. So.
Well, this is the High Pitch Erik show, and we generalize communities based on the baddest members.
On the worst stereotypes ever.
Yeah, so they're terrible.
I'll throw all of my more
out the window.
Assalamu alaikum, Dee.
Assalamu alaikum alam.
Hey, so Stephanie, I told Andrew not to talk about the birthday party. That's for your show.
Oh, all right. Well, we have lots to discuss then.
I'll call your show at 9 o'clock.
Let's get back to this woman.
Stephanie needs to know what happened.
I'm dying to know.
Get back to it, Dee.
Okay, so what the woman did is she finally, through the help of a man who lived in the community, he finally helped her locate the son near Alexandria, Egypt. So what she did is she waited for the boy to get off of the bus. She donned a full burqa. Eric, do you like a burqa? Is that a sexy
I don't
look?
care. I don't care about those.
I know, Eric. Do you want me to be wearing one?
No.
You have beautiful eyes, Andrew. Okay, so she was wearing the burqa, and as soon as the son got off the bus, she just grabbed him as if she was kidnapping him. But the son was able to see his mother's beautiful, piercing blue eyes, and he knew he wasn't being kidnapped by a stranger or a bad person. He was okay. They got together, and now they're back in Pennsylvania and happy as clams. So
that's pretty hefty.
Hey, Stephanie, you there?
I sure am. I'm listening, and I'm chatting when you can, and I am also prepping for my show.
I told Andrew I got the best birthday gift from you guys, and I use it every day and every night.
It's a pretty awesome gift.
I'm so addicted to it. I'm so attached to it. I sit in
glad.
front of that coffee maker every day just to watch.
Do you snuggle?
The coffee.
Do you snuggle with it at night?
Except you can't travel with it.
It's true.
I sleep right next to it.
Oh. So you can check on it and pet it through the night?
Yes.
My next news story has to do with Vicky's neck of the woods. This is a big story that is going on, and there have been 25 people who have been indicted in charges of racketeering, smuggling, and having sex with prison guards. And there's a prison gang.
Is Vicky one of those people?
Vicky, are you working as a prison guard?
I am not.
She could have,
Prison guards actually make money doing what they do.
Well, these prison guards, okay, so I'll tell you, it's pretty, I wish I was fucking these inmates. They were getting some pretty sweet gifts. So the Black Gorilla family, aka BGF, they were pretty much running the jail. Their leader was named White. He is 36 years old, and he actually got 4 of the correction officers pregnant, all by the ringleader. Altogether, there are 13 accused corrections officers. 4 of them were pregnant out of the 25 people, and they were all female, which is crazy that they were doing this. They were pretty much smuggling in cell phones, candy, cigarettes, drugs, Hostess cakes, like whatever, like ramen noodles, like things people in jail really like. And the scheme lasted from 2009 to February when out of like the non-prison guards came to do a check. They found all this stuff. Other guards who were not fucking this man, would warn them of like people who were going to do searches and shakedowns, so they knew to hide their contrabands and shanks and drugs and their sexy toys. And White was able to give these women gifts. Like, for example, one got a diamond ring and a Mercedes and a BMW and Acuras. And so they were doing dirty things, but it had paid off for doing these dirty, dirty things.
I do dirty things for Hostess cakes.
Yeah, I mean, like when you...
Okay, hold on.
Eric wants details.
You know that commercial? Listen, you know that commercial?
I'll change a tire. I'll wash dirty dishes.
Excuse me a minute. Sorry. 732 is on the air. I think it might be Dee's sister.
Oh, our special guest is on the line. Hello to Allie Z.
That's an anticlimactic
Hey, Allie, what's up?
For a special guest.
Hello.
Hi, well, she was supposed to be our surprise guest, but surprise!
Surprise!
We've got Stephanie from Comac and Andrew on the line with us, Allie. So there are some other voices you might hear. Okay, whatever, Andrew. A week ago, a sorority sister of a girl named Rebecca M had submitted a letter that she had written to her sisters about some of it really was about some of their actions. I have this letter here. I'm going to read you a little bit of it. It's a long letter, so I just want the audience, if they haven't heard it, to get an idea of the tone of this letter that was sent to her sisters. So, I've been getting I'll do my sorority girl voice so you guys can distinguish when I'm talking about something or reading. So, I've been getting text on text about people literally being so fucking awkward and so fucking boring. I do not give a flying fuck, and Sigma Nu does not give a flying fuck about how much you fucking love to talk to your sisters. You have 361 days out of the fucking year to talk to sisters, and this week is not, I fucking repeat, not one of them. Are you people fucking retarded? And that's not a rhetorical question. I literally want you to email me back telling me if you are mentally slow so I can make sure you don't go to any more nighttime events.
That's the best part.
You stupid fucking asshats, it fucking doesn't. Do you want to fucking know why? It doesn't count because you've been fucking up at sober fucking events too. I've not only gotten texts about people being fucking weird at sports, for example, being stupid shits and saying stuff like, "Durr, let's kickball." It's not fucking funny. But I've gotten texts about people actually cheering for the opposing team. The opposing fucking team? Are you fucking stupid? I don't give a shit about your sportsmanship. You cheer for our goddamn team and not the other one. Have you never been to a sports game? Are you fucking blind? Or are you just so fucking dense about what it means to make people like you think that you being a good little supporter of the Greek community is going to make our matchup happy? Well, it's time someone told you. No one fucking likes that, especially our fucking matchup. I will fucking cunt punt the next person I hear about doing something like that. And I don't give a fuck if you SOR me. I will fucking assault you. So, imagine getting that letter from one of your sisters.
Wow.
And now we have young Allie on the line because Allie is in a sorority. Now, Allie, I would like to ask you some questions now about this because a lot of us who listen to the show are older now and we're out of college now. So we just want to know your take on things. So how long have you been in a sorority for?
A year and a half.
Okay, now tell us the name of the sister that you'd want to cunt punt. And
Melissa.
And why would you do that?
Because she's messy to live with.
Oh, your roommate.
Yes.
All your sisters live in one house or one dorming
No.
area?
They all live different places. We don't have a house.
Okay.
We're not allowed to.
Why is that?
Because Montclair does not allow it.
Lame. Now,
Yes.
what sort of nighttime events do you do?
Well, that email was sent about Greek Week, which is very competitive, so I understand where she's coming from.
Oh, what do you need? So, would your sisters send a letter like this to encourage you during Greek Week?
No, I don't think she was trying to encourage them. I think she actually meant that.
You don't think that was meant as encouragement to stop?
No, I'm
being
pretty sure she actually
weird?
meant that.
Oh. Well,
but the nighttime events, well, there's a talent show, which is the biggest event of all Greek Week.
what was your talent at the talent show?
Well, it's not really a talent show. Basically, everyone does a dance or something.
And you did the hammer time, right?
Yes. My solo.
The Zatorens are usually always in the back at any sort of performance.
I was
like
in the second row the whole time.
We put her up front. First time ever. It took us forever to make it to front row, but we're there now.
So we didn't win first, which was bullshit.
Did you pregame with the fraternity you were paired up with ever?
No, because our school is so small, we don't get paired up with one. But our school's different because usually you do. And it's usually sorority. Well, at my school, it's sorority or fraternity. But the sorority take it to a whole new level, and it's national versus local.
Oh my, that sounds really stupid.
So we'll cheer on all the other nationals, but not the locals because they're not real.
Because like locals are like stupid sororities, and you're like a real awesome sorority.
Yeah.
Now, what is your philanthropy?
What?
What's your philanthropy?
It's
no one gives a shit. What's the proper ratio of the sober to drunk sisters at nighttime events?
Okay, well, because we don't have events like that, but I'll assume all are sober unless it's Thursday.
So everyone is drunk on Thursday.
Can I chime in, Alan?
I said that's the reason.
Yeah, please. You guys can ask questions too if you have.
Okay, Alan, like, what's the biggest night that people go out, when they're at college? What's the biggest bar night people go out?
It's Thursday, but sometimes Tuesdays also.
A Tuesday night? How about that?
I don't go out on Tuesday. I lay in bed. That's alley night.
Okay, so how about this? One night, you and I go to where Allie goes, and we'll go out on a Thursday night.
I work.
Dena's too old to go out.
I know. I can't hang out with the sorority girls. Now, I'm really curious because when I was in college, what was like that song, like when you're at a party, all of a sudden all the girls start screaming, "Oh my God, this is the best song ever. This is our song." What's that song?
Well, right now it could go between two different songs.
Okay.
As you know, the big hit by Icona Pop. I don't care.
I don't care.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, okay.
Or Shots.
Shot.
Yeah, that one.
Oh.
But Dena, I hate to do this, but you only have about 2 more minutes because I'm supposed to be at an event right now.
A sorority event?
Yes.
Well, what's the sorority girls' cocktail of choice?
What kind of event is it?
We're co-sponsoring. It's a talent show. I don't really know.
Another talent show? Is this all you people do?
Yeah, I don't really know.
Talent shows?
I'm just hoping I'm up at 9:45 to make the 10:20 train to Newark.
What's happening in Newark?
Rave.
A rave?
Yeah.
Will you be doing any
rave?
Will I be doing any what?
Club drugs?
No.
Do you leave your drink unattended at said events?
Is Mom listening to this?
Yes.
No.
So you do leave your drink unattended?
No, I don't.
I'm
the sober sister.
For how many hours?
As far as Mom knows.
Oh,
what?
Well, Allie, that's lame. We're on the radio.
Well, she's listening.
Okay. Now, you never told us what's your cocktail of choice?
I like shots or tequila.
Do you feel that the girl who was kicked should have been kicked out of the sorority for writing the letter?
Well, actually, I just so happen to know somebody who knows somebody in that sorority.
And the scoop?
From what I understand is that she stepped down from her officer position, and she was not terminated, but she did self-terminate.
Oh, she self-terminated? She's probably going to get a reality show.
And she deleted her Facebook and Twitter, so you can't find it.
Oh, speaking of, I have some of her tweets.
Oh, how about Amanda Bynes?
We're not doing Amanda Bynes stories today, Allie. I like teen moms. You want to hear my teen mom story?
No.
All right, so this girl who wrote that letter, we also got some of her tweets, and I thought they were classic. So this is what this girl tweets. She's at Becca Marty, but she's no longer on Twitter as
She's
Allie.
a real-life Regina George.
Yeah. So being overprivileged and white makes shopping in ghetto malls so fucking difficult. Hashtag Amex. And another one. I like my men like I like my karate movies. Vaguely Asian, but white enough that I can understand what they're saying.
Ew, that's gross.
You would never date an Asian man?
Well, I would never date an Asian, and you know what my motto is, Dee?
What is that?
If they're white, they're not right.
But what's so Asian? Would an Asian be not right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're light skin, so they don't count. They count as white.
All right, and I've got one more twat.
They're the Asian and Caucasian.
I had sex once with a guy who was half white, half Asian, but he looked mostly white, so I didn't know. But I wonder if I knew, would I still have done it?
Well, I did know.
You did know, and you still did it.
Yes.
Hi, Mom. One more tweet.
Wait, is Mom? Tell her I said hey.
She's listening.
Oh. Tell her to call me after this.
She's listening. She'll hear this. I don't have to tell her. Bitch, don't you dare be asking me for extra mayo on your sandwich when you have 6 chins dribbling down your neck. Hashtag lipo. Hashtag I hate you. Hashtag eat less. And that is the wonderful Rebecca Martinson, former sister of Delta Gamma at University of Maryland. It seems to be a big week in the news for Maryland. How about that, Vicky?
No. Hey, is there a phone number where we could call her?
Allie?
What?
Call Allie?
No, is there a phone number we could call this girl that wrote the letter?
Oh,
think
I
so.
don't. Allie, maybe
You
you
could
could
send
ask
some
someone who knows
deeper
someone. Well, maybe for next show, we'll call Rebecca Martinson.
You know who you should call? You know who'd be really funny for you to call on the show?
Who?
Who I think would be a great co-host for you? Margarita Proctor Khan.
She would be great, but we're not looking for any co-hosts right now. But
I don't know how you're doing individually.
I'm gonna have to put a link to YouTube Margarita Proctor on my rundown of the show, and Eric sends it to Vicky because we have not been putting our shows up because Vicky hasn't been getting them to put on YouTube.
Oh.
Yeah, so
well,
the world.
I hate to do this, but I think I'm gonna have to leave now. I think my time has been cut.
Is that your vibrator?
What?
No.
Is that a vibrator?
I have to go into my event today.
All right, Allie. Thank you for calling.
Okay, you're welcome.
Bye.
Bye.
Now, who was using a vibrator? Stephanie?
Allie, be home. Be home at 11 o'clock, no later.
Yeah, she better. She's going to Newark. Newark's a dangerous place for a young white girl.
I know, right? That is so dangerous. Why should I go all the way to Newark?
Because there's a college there called NJIT, and the girls in her sorority like boys in that fraternity who go to school there. So they
Hey, NJIT, is that by the New Jersey Performing Arts Center?
It probably is. I mean, if it's in Newark.
Okay, Dee, we have a little bit of time left. Because after our show, it's Stir Nation, which I love. I'm going to call their show at 9 o'clock and talk about the party we had on Saturday.
Your party was great. I got there a little bit late with Brodo, and we left a little bit early. But I got to meet Nikki from Nikki and Sarah Live.
Yes, you did.
Which is on Tuesdays on MTV.
And, I mean, it was a great night. Like, everyone was there. You surprised me that night.
Yeah, because I told you I wasn't going to go, but I went. Because that's what I do. That's what friends are for. Did you ever watch the show Teen Mom?
No, I don't get into those shows.
No, why not? They're so good.
I just don't. I like to watch other shows.
Like what?
You know, guy shows, not girly shows.
Like what kind of guy shows are you into?
There's a lot of them out there. I like to watch Law and Order.
Yeah. I think there's some women who like that show. I'm not one of them, though.
Well, tell me what's so fascinating about this show.
Well, Teen Mom, it's just like train wrecks. Like these young girls fucking up, and they have babies. And this one, Janelle especially, a few days ago, she got arrested for having a domestic dispute with her husband, Cortland Rogers, who is not even on. Like, Teen Mom is airing right now, the current season, and this guy wasn't even on the show. And she's been married to this scumbag guy named Cortland Rogers for a while, and we haven't even seen him on TV yet. So he's a fairly new influence in her life. According to court documents, when the police got to the home, cops discovered 12 bundles of heroin in Janelle's possession. And also, they found other things, too.
What did they find?
Oh, my God, I just lost my spot. Okay, so Rogers was
arrested. That's okay. I just need to remind everyone that Eric's clock is behind by 2 minutes anyway, so we need to watch out. That we all meant to remind him that he needs to wrap it up 2 minutes before his clock. Well, I've got 3 minutes.
2 minutes before. Okay, so we have 1 minute. So they found in the house 12 bundles of heroin and Percocet, but according to her lawyer, they're not hers, and she had no idea that they were in her home. She's currently behind bars. Cortland Rogers is a scumbag, and apparently a bindle is a small paper packet used for storing drugs. And on that note, it's time for Stern Nation.
Yeah, Stern Nation is next. Dee, thank you so much. I love you. You did a great job as always.
I love you too. I'm glad you had a great birthday, and I'm glad you have your great coffee machine. And you will send the show to Vicky right now, because I wrote a great summary of your time before.
Yes, I'll put them both up at the same time. Talk to you later. Good night, everyone.
And peace out, bitches.
For the best in community radio, tune into Codebase Radio 24/7. The best DJs, the best music, the best chat, and the best special events around the clock. Follow Codebase on Twitter, search for Codebase Radio on Facebook, and get the full rundown on all our great shows at codebaseradio.net. Join the fun and tune into the mighty
Codebase Radio. Codebase Radio, where geek and music